has told Michelle, so we can go ahead and get started with a lot of our stuff here that we have to get ready for whenever he does come. Okay. I'd like to open our absentee board meeting for February the 20th, 2024. And so we have 4 members person. We have a quorum. Get started. First off is our conflict of interest statement. As the Surrey County Board of Elections, we have a duty to avoid conflicts or appearances of conflicts of interest. Does any board member have any known conflict of interest or any appearance of a conflict with respect to any matters coming before our board today? If so, please identify the conflict or appearance of conflict and refrain from any participation in the particular matter. We have in our packet, we have minutes from our February the 13th absentee board meeting for your perusal or approval. Any additions, deletions, changes? Excuse me.
We're just looking over the minutes.
I'm motion to approve. You want to wait for Jimmy to read it?
Yes, let's let Jimmy have
All right,
a few minutes to peruse so that we can
I withdraw my motion.
hold it in abeyance.
He said, I approve the
Sorry?
motion to
Hold it in
approve.
abeyance.
Okay.
I think you're good too.
Wish we had somebody who knew what we was doing.
Thank you. We have a nod at the end of the table. Would you like to continue with your motion, sir?
Yes, sir, please.
We have a motion to approve the minutes from our meeting on February the 13th. Second. And we have a second for the motion. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor of approval of our minutes of our last meeting, February 13th, please say aye.
Aye.
As the minutes are going around the table for signatures, I'll proceed with opening the public forum portion of our meeting. Time for anyone to speak before the board, either in person or online. Is there anyone wishing to speak at this time? If not, I will proceed to close the public forum portion. And it is closed. This time on our agenda, we have absentee ballots. The main thing we're here for.
Yes, sir. Absentee voter statistics for our fourth absentee meeting, February the 20th, 2024. We have a grand total of 279 absentee ballots. That is 206 that are still outstanding. We do have 15 that have been returned not okay that we will go through today. And then we have a returned ballots okay 58, which includes 29 for today. So the first meeting, second meeting, and third meeting was 29 total. And then we have 29 for today. So again, that gives us a grand total of 279. And the map team does go out tomorrow for another visit as well. And then next Tuesday will be the absentee ballot request deadline. So that will be the last day at 5 o'clock to request an absentee ballot. And the board, I don't know if you want to look at all the recommend approval. It is 29. It's not that much more than, the 20. And then we do have a few here we'll have to spend a little time on for the board to review with some issues. So you want a bipartisan team to go ahead and open the machine?
Let's do it. Who's up next?
Two of us can just turn around.
Let's go for it.
Very efficient.
This is close.
That's the advantage of where we're at when we're in this.
We're sitting in the right place.
Our closing bid seal was 178,737. 178,737.
Yep.
Our middle was 178,744. 178,744, and the bottom 178,745. All right, so we.
Thank you.
What was that one? I'm sorry, I forgot the 178.
178,737.
Yeah. All right. And our closing count last time was
Should have been
29.
29. Yep.
It should be 29 this time. We'll do your blue ballot box while we wait.
Yep. It is 178,743. Dwayne, can you see that one?
It is 178,742.
All right, and that matches what we had for closing last time. 70. Let's see, I write that in the wrong place. There, 29, and it will print on this page as well. count to start with is 29. And we'll count right there, 29. We'll start over at 20 and where the public count is right there, 29 for today.
At 29, this 29 equals our 58 statistics. You want to do the easy ones first?
Sure.
Yeah, I guess, do you want to do the 29 since it's just 9 more? This one on top, it does say needs attention. The ballot was received in the sealed return envelope, but the ballot was unsealed. So I immediately just placed everything back in this envelope and just put my initials with it. And according to the numbered memo, that is acceptable. So I put that on there so it would stand out why it doesn't look like this. And photo ID is in there, so you all can,
Only issue you find.
yes.
Are you gonna open it up?
We can, yeah, we can go ahead and open it if the board's good with that, so you can see. Yeah, and here, it's okay, I can do it. You got to have my openers. I can do it. That's fine. Yeah, okay, yeah, this is gonna be fun. comes to us in the mail in that envelope. So you see what I mean?
Oh,
It
yeah.
was sealed, but the ballot container envelope was not. That's why it was
That's okay,
acceptable.
that's
Yeah, it was still sealed.
Yeah,
Put a paper clip on
yeah,
that.
that's a good idea. Thank you.
Notes,
Yeah.
good notes.
Barbara, I'm gonna turn these this way to you
Okay,
so that they'll all
yeah,
be
that sounds good. I'll try to do the same for him.
coming at you from a.
And that one did not, an envelope missed getting a seal. The clear sleeve put on it because you could tell there was no adhesive or anything. So the voters stapled that, which means they stapled through their ballot. But I commend them for, I think I would have
Trying
taped
to-
it, but
Yeah.
They
trying to-
being certain.
they were,
Trying to
yeah.
keep it.
But you could tell the clear sleeve was never adhered to that.
They
so
took the next step to make it right.
They did,
Probably have to remark it, don't we?
Yeah.
possibly, we'll see. They didn't get it in a channel mark, which it is in the center of it, so maybe they did. My mother, Lamont's,
Hmm,
taught my mother Lamont's, what's called mother baby then.
Somewhere doing all mix you up.
something else.
Here.
The driver license can be expired how long?
65.
If it wasn't expired on their 65th birthday, it can be expired for ever how long, if they're over
Okay.
65.
Okay.
They're over 65. Yeah. I commend them because this is a lot.
Yeah,
Or
I looked at that. I know that one's expired. I went, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I am looking.
Yeah, that's good.
It's right here going, coming your way.
Put them like that.
Okay.
Those coming back around.
We're gonna start some coming back toward me now.
Mhm.
somebody younger than me.
Not many.
First one.
Did you just give me this one?
Put this way in this direction. All of them that I've laid down like this.
I think that one was coming that way, Barbara.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it has to go to Clark. Yeah.
I'm gonna turn it back quickly for you.
Yeah.
Oh,
However
that,
you-
no, no, that,
That's what you've done with the two that you have given me.
okay, like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is, it really is.
We might should just go one direction. Doesn't take long to get the first one going that way.
What we could do is give Jimmy 2 totes to put in. I'm serious. I have to have totes.
Now, here is one that I started out with that was going this way.
Now it's back to
And
me.
May very well be the culprit.
There's been
I'll send
some
it back
eyes
that
on
way.
Watch
them.
Drew, look at Drew smile. Having occupied that seat last election.
That's what the action is.
Yes.
I've seen this one before too.
Yeah, these,
I've seen this one before.
I've seen this one before.
Tell me if you've seen that.
It's like,
I'm getting some
Jimmy's
folks-
gonna get up and move
I'm
his chair.
Get some folks I know that I knew the first time. I still know them.
He's still-
I was telling them
You've
myself.
seen them
there's people
before.
In my office not too long ago. I said, I'm-
I've not seen
I'm
this.
the culprit.
I have not seen this.
That one you'd remember because of the use of the Sharpie.
Well, that's true. I have seen that.
But when it gets to Dwayne, it's really all worse on me than it is Jimmy, because means I've looked at, it, I didn't pay any attention.
Well, Drew, you don't say that out loud.
Well, I mean,
Tell on yourself.
it's fair is fair. Here's for the gambler.
Like I said, I've had some folks ask this. Friends, that's me just-
Now this, I've seen this one twice.
The one that.
It's still good.
Send them
Yeah, and this one
All
twice.
right, well,
They watched it and
Just
then
go
they
back.
asked.
I still approve it.
Yeah.
If you're just.
I had to get back and get on my tippy toes.
Pass them
I think
to the end.
everybody's seen,
Okay. Okay,
everybody has been seen.
I've seen that one. Too. No, you've seen. And
Yeah,
this one
I
I
have
haven't seen.
I have seen this one.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Will you change your mind
I
on
may
it?
be a bit more discerning when we get to those that are questioned about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna have to be.
They'll
very
stand out
cautious
more.
and
Yeah,
careful.
they'll be different.
Mhm.
Oh, my goodness.
There been such a time in history of the world.
Thank the Lord. Thank Thank you, good Lord in heaven above.
I got a text for you, Clark.
Make sure that you share that. Don't tell them what I said. You look like you'd had a stroke either. Although you'll have to acknowledge that one picture. So
Suspect.
it is. Any of them I get my hands on there, I'm passing them to you. Michelle.
I don't think we've seen this. You seen that one, Dwayne? They're getting to look all white.
Just from here,
Yeah.
I did see her husband's, so it's hard to pass through.
I told Darlene when I go to a conference, I try to find somebody that's got Wake or Mecklenburg County, and I've either saw it and didn't pay attention or haven't found one yet. I want to ask them just a little bit how they do this on elections. How do they survive?
You will not find Mecklenburg County online as far
No,
as
I was gonna say, I think Andrew, you tried to look, didn't you?
Yeah, I couldn't find their,
I
their
look.
board meetings or anything.
I ain't found one at a conference. I mean,
I saw him talk with the chair of the Mecklenburg. County.
Wait,
I
she was there.
was trying to
The
get
last
free
one.
stuff, I guess. I just like to ask them.
Mecklenburg was there actually too, saw two people from Mecklenburg.
I'm sure they was there, but I just.
Michael and Kristen were both there.
Shella made the, Shella made the comment or the suggestion to try to look at Durham County. See what they have online,
Do they?
and that would be a good snapshot.
Yeah, that's a.
I'm glad you pointed that out, Barbara. There are some that have our precinct officials' names that they served as map team.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. And then most of them have the assistance portion filled in at the bottom
Bottom.
when they have, yeah.
So,
Two or three
coming up.
that were, no, map team. We've had 4 dropped off at the Mount Airy early voting site since it's been open. We are correct, 29.
Would be the board's pleasure for the envelopes to be opened at this time. Ruth?
Okay. Clark.
Y'all will use it this time? Sure.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, give it to him.
Give it to him.
Or you want me to type it in?
Whatever.
Of course, he's gonna call and I can't answer.
Well, just tell him you're in a meeting right now. We're in a meeting. What?
Y'all first tried to get him, and he had to
Well, I was wondering
deliver.
where he was.
Well, he brought me and dropped me. I had paper chairs. And he took a couple to Diane and Larry Kay. Diana wanted to. I didn't want her to have to come over because Larry still hasn't recovered from that mini stroke. And then he had surgery.
And
And
Dwayne said we had a quorum. I said, Roger, he's not that dead.
he likes to come and just sit. He doesn't.
And somehow we can, yeah.
Generally go everywhere together. Generally, not always. Halfway, I mean, you're really watching.
Is he afraid you might stray if he ain't around?
No.
You can see what I answered like it was
Just
you.
like, so look at me, I guess, I don't know. I mean, really, I don't know.
I wanted you to see just how you want to answer. I just got.
Well, that way he,
No, it's just.
and I know now that don't sound like it's gonna work tomorrow.
Just.
It's supposed to rain or.
No,
No,
sound like he's got a meeting. The way that sounds off.
Yeah, it's been pretty tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, no rain for 9 or 10 days. No rain.
Precious plenty. Well, if he ever gets to you, I think you'll be happy.
Let's do them both tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah, tomorrow afternoon.
Some car detailing guy.
Oh, you'll have to let us know how you like it.
Well, I know from looking at Drew's, it'd be good.
You know, that's really good advertisement because you used him for what, 2 years? And he does a good job. That might be my name.
More than might be.
Don't let me catch you with any more of that.
Mm.
Don't let me catch you with any more of that.
Roger.
Hey.
Hey, Roger.
We didn't, I didn't think we had a quorum. Yeah, man.
Where's Carolyn? That was Carolyn.
She getting along pretty good, I think. You know, the process.
Almost a month, so that's good. She'll have that behind her by the end of the week,
Yeah.
so that's good.
Go back to, start in-house or start therapy at their facility Thursday.
Oh, okay. So
So-
she has to go there?
Well, we've been doing it in our home
In your
all the
home.
time, and
Right.
that they're, went to
You about to start, Michelle?
What's that?
You about to, can I back up time?
Oh, yeah, you got
a
time.
appointment last
You wanna
week,
go
I
ahead
guess.
and approve
Please, ma'am,
those?
and thank you.
Mhm.
Monday last week, anyway. They said they thought that she'd benefit by continuing the therapy. Equipment and things that they thought that she'd benefit from. If she went there and did that, and so if that'll benefit,
It's
then
worth
that's what
it.
we're gonna do.
When
I guess they put everything down right there. It looks like,
Yep.
and I think that's.
You know, I'm having no trouble with the knee that's not been
not been replaced, and she does. It's been replaced. It was a toss-up when, which one she would have done.
Remember, I told you that two of my friends, the same doctor told them that they were gonna do the better knee first, which didn't make sense to me, but, and then do the other one next time. And I don't understand that reasoning, but
Carolyn thought all the time that her left one was the worst of the two. The x-rays, the arthritis was perhaps a little bit worse than the right one, and that's the one that did the surgery on, although I think she had more pain than the left one. The right one's the one that did the surgery on. But, the condition of the left one has certainly hampered her ability in some of the, has hampered her ability in some of the physical therapy that she needs to do.
You all will see my duplication. Precinct 29. D1, D1. Okay. It looks like that was the problem. It wouldn't take it because it picked up that dot, that it looked like an over, yeah.
can we erase that? No, we
No.
can't.
No, you just
Okay.
have to determine that the voter,
What the voter
the
was.
voter's
What
intent.
their intent
Okay.
was.
Yes, if you all can't
Thank
determine
you.
that.
I
you
can
want the
determine
board-
that just by
but
looking.
you
But
both
you're
will
gonna,
have to.
okay.
Yeah.
I think it is.
I don't think it's any question.
Okay,
And then we'll do the ones they have to.
We're in agreement then.
yes.
Good.
Oh, yes.
I'm not, I'm
I
gonna
wouldn't
wait
say it
till
if I didn't.
I got you now.
keep the
Josh
confusion
Stein.
there.
Believe it or not.
For myself too.
That would have had to have gone before the entire board.
Just got to take.
You got enough? Okay.
That's the truth. That, I hope that tells you something.
Already know enough.
That's good, Dwayne.
That's it.
Didn't know
That's the
whether
truth.
yours
I
is
know
up and
enough.
down. That's good.
Josh
Different
Stein.
date.
It fits a little better.
Mhm.
Jackson.
Jeff Jackson.
Yeah.
David Wheeler. C.R. Katie Eddings. Or Eddings. Wesley Harris. And Allison Riggs.
Put a big X on that one.
Like this,
Mhm.
Yeah.
okay.
Right, spoiled on it.
Here,
And,
I put it right here.
real big, yep, there you go. And then just put your initials and the date.
And today's date.
Mhm.
No, there's plenty.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Mhm.
So you get that.
Thank you.
Is that the one with the statement,
Only one it wouldn't take.
Michelle?
I'm sorry?
Is that the one that had the
Amazing
statement?
how-
No, it was one that.
They
you-
made a dot.
Yeah,
Okay.
That shows how
On the-
particular that machine is.
that's good.
I mean, it's just a,
Thank
I
you.
don't mess up his
Fix
stats.
it on the slightest
it's just a
mark.
It was a,
pinprick of a
yeah,
mark.
it was,
Set the pen down and then it was like, oh, wait,
Yeah,
come on.
exactly.
well, I don't even
See
know if
somebody
it was
there.
that mark. It
The
could have
last
been the Josh Stein because they
Okay.
went
Just
outside.
outside the block.
They
just
went
a hair.
outside the block.
You're the teacher. Can we erase this and correct it?
You don't do that. You don't do that on Eastern Yes, you do not
Oh,
ever.
you do not do that ever.
Yeah, that's right.
You do not.
The word
Oh, I
erase,
could,
the
can
word
you
erase
imagine,
does not
can you
happen.
imagine the cameras? And that's over here with an eraser going.
I know what to get
Are they
Robert for
looking?
Christmas now. I'm gonna get her.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, this is not golf.
But that's also
Oh,
the
you're not supposed to do
teacher,
that in golf either, are you?
you were
Depends on how
preserving
much you're playing
paper
for, I guess.
because
Who
when
did
I
they-
was coming up, boy, paper was gold in schools.
Oh,
They had an allotment and you couldn't get any more, so.
Who did they throw out of golf over the weekend in tournament for bad math?
I'm not even, I don't know.
Somebody did not do their scorecard
This
right.
past weekend.
Ronnie Dangerfield's the only one I've seen.
Little doggone sure nail you if you miscounted the stroke.
What was that movie he was in?
Caddyshack.
Caddyshack.
You failed to count one.
Oh.
That's a death sentence on.
He smiled after it was over with. And he said, I'm wrong.
But when you consider the earnings, even if you finish in the top 20, that's expensive. That's an expensive mistake.
Okay, so before we go any further, Sydney, the count is 58, which 29 before, 29 this time. I do want to pass around, this report was the 3 checks you will see were the 3 from the previous meeting
Right.
that were approved at the end of the meeting.
Had to be added
So
in.
that meant instead of 9 recommend approval last time, it was 12. And so there's
Yeah.
triplicates there. If you
Very good.
all will sign that before we go further.
Smart, I was on mistake.
Told me how the terms. I corrected my mistake.
It's before the scorecard got turned in, so you're good.
Talk later.
I did not know golf, so I don't know as far as the pronunciation. Jordan Spieth.
Speaks, yeah.
His quote was, math is hard, I guess.
He did not join Liv.
He did.
He held out there. And a follow-up answer to the question last week about the photo ID exemption forms, whether it be unanimous or majority. It has to be unanimous if you find falsity. It is majority for approval.
Okay.
Okay, so let's do these first.
Now comes the hard ones.
Yes. All of these, or exception forms. So we'll start with them. 2 that way, 3 that way. 1, 2. You just want them all the same way? Okay, same way, same way.
Work well.
One more, that's it, Dwayne, for it, and then
This
we'll
is
do these.
different. This is a different category. Let's go one.
Let's go. Let's take it easy.
Now, what's the, these don't, what's the problem?
It's not, it's just the board has to approve. We recommend approval, but the board has to approve because they do have photo ID exemption forms.
Do we need to look at
Okay.
You can take it out, yes.
We need to do this one at a time, do it all together?
Unless Dwayne wants to, of course, not read the name, but read the reason that they did not provide a photo ID, if you want to do it that way.
This is new to everybody.
Mhm.
Are they all the same, that you know of, for the same check mark?
No. Not necessarily. Most of them are the same.
In other words, after we have looked at them all, we can approve them all
You
at
can,
one time,
you can. Mhm.
unless someone has an objection to any one.
Yeah,
We don't want to get mixed up. We have one here that has checked block number 1. I am unable to include a photocopy of my photo ID with this absentee ballot. They have put in their last 4 digits of their social, which has been a check mark put beside of it. So they have given their last 4 digits of social with the exemption form. Now, you all want to look at each form?
Does that
Go
check-
around?
Same way we did last
Mhm.
week.
Yeah.
Does that check means you've checked it?
I
see?
put my initials and yeah, I
First,
verified
Last 4 digits.
that it matches what's in their voter registration,
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Or,
So it's been,
or their driver's license number, some,
she's checked them.
yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So should
That's
that
all
one
I-
go around before we vote on it individually?
No, together.
Unless someone has an objection, you can do it as a group, but that's, again,
Yeah,
that's up
that's
to
what
the
I did.
board.
Okay. I just send them around if you've got
Mhm.
if you've got a question about one,
We'll just-
Yeah.
We'll
then,
hold it out. and do
yeah,
it
then we can
individually.
hold it out. If anybody's got an objection to one, then I'd say let's lay it. Whoever has an objection to one, lay that one out to the side, because you know you're not going to include it into the groups if you've got a question about it. Might make it go faster.
These
Yeah, that might not
will
go
hold
faster.
everything.
Wait, it's gonna be in October.
This is the envelope that goes with
One
it.
day at a
I was
time.
gonna say, I almost said we just gotta take it day by
One
day.
day at a time, sweet Jesus.
Yes.
Putting in the windowed envelope, the exemptions on like this, helps with. You
Not
look at
having
it
to-
without having to take it out.
You have to make sure they signed it, though. It's at the bottom. Other end, there you go. See why it takes staff longer now to do this process?
I mean, that's awesome. I mean,
You gotta check voter view, you gotta match up, you gotta, yeah. That one. The date, look at the date on that, how old, how long he's had that document. Yet it was, they called, because the MAT team did that one. And I said, no, that's not acceptable. You would need to do the photo, the ID acceptance form, because there's no photo on that. See right there, the military.
So this is allowable if the board allows it just to have the social or driver's license. Is that way?
Right. Thumbprint, I know. I said, wow. Sent the fingerprint. That's why that one felt so thick. It had a lot of.
Say one
extra.
fine veteran, one fine gentleman.
Each one is supposed to look at every one of this, don't we? We're supposed to, each one of us supposed to look at every piece of this without fail. 80-year-old document,
The one with the thumbprint.
80-year-old document from the Navy.
Wow.
That man wants to go.
Understands the cost of faith.
I think every one of these were.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing. My dad wouldn't have anything like he had anything like it.
What's that envelope laying underneath right there?
Well,
there's
that
that
one.
That's about sorry.
You're welcome.
Oh, dude.
I'm keeping an eye on you.
My whole millions are juniors, eh?
I call you out same as I would anybody. You understand that.
It's your duty to.
I believe in integrity. You gotta bet your life on that. Thank you, you're right.
Can I pass that?
Yes, sir. It's your,
Yeah, definitely.
Oh,
your
man.
duty. You're sworn oath.
You
Yeah.
are right.
There you go.
That's exactly right. Clock time's over.
Pop break, yeah, we just mentioned that this week, talking
Yeah.
about Jan, always said, it's
Pop
pop, time for
time.
pop break.
She sounds like she's from the
She
barn
was, she
tobacco,
had been.
tobacco too. That's
My
a
pop-
welcome sight every morning.
My pop break was picking apples and grading apples, no tobacco.
That probably got old too, though.
And chestnuts. Lots of burrs in my feet.
I had to wear, that's when pop time comes, when I took my overcoat off. I had to wear an overcoat because
Oh, were you
the
allergic?
dew of the tobacco would make me sick.
Oh, yeah.
I'd throw up all night. But if I wore that big heavy coat,
Oh.
the dew wouldn't get to
gosh.
me. By the time we was through with the crop, that coat could stand in the corner.
I had a
What would you
nephew-
say to your kids these days if that done that to them? We wouldn't let them do it, would
Oh.
we?
I had a nephew that laid claim to that, and
Oh, I would too.
I had a nephew that laid claim to that. It used to make me so mad I'd die. He'd lay claim to how sick it'd make him, and my brother would go, he can't have it. And his mom would go, he can't have it. And they'd say, Clark, you get in there and get them first primates. Lord, the things I'd say about my nephew. Me there, my back of breaking in the sun, pulling first primates, and him at the barn with the women a stringing back her and
Well,
picking
he
up
wore that
loose
big-
leaves.
If he wore that big coat, he could have primed.
He had more than, yeah. Let me be quiet before I say something here on a public forum that I shouldn't say.
It was a nicotine getting in my blood that I
Yeah.
wouldn't use.
Oh, I know what it
The
It's an
nicotine
was.
overdose
I
of
know it
nicotine.
was
I
with
mean,
him
that's what it
too.
was.
But we didn't.
God
nobody
rest his
knew.
soul.
But I was gonna get out there one way or another. I was still gonna get out there and figure and either get sick or get adopted, I guess. Cause I was part of the farm. I was as much part of that farm as John Deere tractor. John Deere tractor a lot more than I was. I knew. And Pete, if that happened today with one of our kids, we'd take them to the hospital.
Oh, I know, that's why I said.
And in my day, I just went to a corner and stayed real quiet till I got sick.
You stayed quiet.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I laid on the bed. I couldn't do anything. Oh, it's a terrible thing.
Papers, and more papers. I think we're gonna use every paper clip in the office before.
I better get in some more.
Seven is your right number.
Mhm.
Mr. Chairman, hearing no objection from any of our board members, I'd make a motion, we accept these 7 ballots for proof.
We have a motion for accepting the 7 ballots.
Second.
And we have a second. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor of accepting the 7 ballots as presented to the board, say aye.
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 I get y'all to do these while I explain these next two. Thank you. All right, and this one, I did this kind of tape to sign the front and back. It came in the mail today. The outside container envelope was sealed, but the inside envelope was open and the ballot was inside this portion, but again, it was sealed. So the instructions read to immediately put it back in, seal it. So I'll just pass the envelope around it. And I did verify the numbers. I've written that in on the form, but if you all want to open that.
You have some good taste. Ballot aside.
There's a few, that's one that's not enough postage, but we get charged for that. Mhm.
And put the ballot inside.
If I
Yeah,
may, I'm gonna
Please,
put,
yes.
Yes.
put it inside to let it remain
Yeah, we don't,
closed.
Mhm. And then there's the envelope, right?
So
yeah, but,
this is the only thing we look at now.
yes.
You wasn't able to check this.
I did, there's a note on that envelope in your hand, the note,
No, no,
right there.
Right there on the,
Oh,
Yeah. No, on the note part.
yeah, right there. What does it say?
And you see the photo ID exemption form was also in there. It wasn't put in the sleeve.
So do you have to check that then?
No, I already have. That's why I
Okay.
noted on the note that I had.
You just want the actual envelope here and put it all together.
We can keep it together. Yeah, I'll get these married back together tomorrow. Thank you.
Do we,
Just imagine Mecklenburg and Durham, them looking at passing one around. There's no other way to do it, is there?
Unless the board, their board adopted, resolution saying the staff could.
I'd like to talk.
It's not how I read
No check and balance there.
that's not how I read the memo.
now, can we check these numbers?
Yeah, it's a note written on the,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
After I've heard you already tell that to Drew,
it's okay.
let me read
Well,
what
y'all are
you,
used
let
to
me
my
read what
check.
you told him to read.
I just wanted to get that ballot out of my hands.
Yeah, that's something we don't need to look at, so the
Yeah.
actual ballot. That's we probably need to devise where you put that in that before we put our hands on it.
Well, no, the board needs to see how we received it,
No, well, I understand,
and that's why.
but I
the
mean,
tape-
after we do,
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
whatever even goes around to us.
want to take that one as one, or you want this next one?
Is that sort of like kind?
Yeah. This voter did not sign the ballot envelope, so this is actually, the voter's been sent a cure certificate, so if you want to do this one on its own.
Okay. One of this was passed around where the ballot was not placed in the ballot container. But on the exemption, apparently they put the last four of their social and a driver's license number.
uh-huh.
So they put two different identifiers. What be your pleasure for this one ballot?
Make a motion that we accept it.
A motion to accept?
I'd second that motion.
We have a second to accept. Any discussion? If none, all those in favor of accepting the ballot as presented earlier, say aye.
Aye.
Ballot is accepted.
That's too doggone complicated. Too easy to,
This,
Well, that one was covered.
yeah.
That one, I think.
okay, and this one, again, I've got a copy of the cure certificate, cure letter that was sent to the voter attached. And then if they do send that letter back signed, then this one would be acceptable. So there's no action on the board, necessarily for this one until we get the cure. But you can see that one just needs to come back to me, and
It's on standby.
we still haven't received it. Yeah. But President's
Don't act
Day,
on, don't act on it today.
don't act on it. But it is still outstanding, so. Sydney, do you mind go ahead and running that one?
This one's outstanding one,
Yeah, we still don't have the
I see.
cure letter signed back.
signature.
If we do receive that, then it'll come up at the next meeting to approve.
That's all it lacks.
Yeah, and of course, I have spoke to the voter.
Okay.
Yeah, made the call. Thank you.
Professionals have been voted at early so far. Just 3.
I haven't looked in the past 3 hours
Well,
though.
yeah, I don't know about today, but I think they would call.
Yeah, I think they would have called, but 3
Okay.
up to today. No, and it really should have only been 2.
It's gonna be a lot more in the fall though.
One voter don't live in this county.
But they still wanted to vote a provisional.
And they did.
They knew they didn't live in this county.
Jury's still out on that one. I don't know. I don't know if they knew. They knew they did when they left.
Don't cross
I
the
want
bridge
to
till
vote
we have
in it.
to.
I still want to vote.
Even though the ballot would not be,
I heard them on the phone tell her that.
still wanted to.
But one,
It just
Did you hear
astonishes me.
While I'm here.
Out of state or out of county?
out of county. Yeah, they explained to her that, all that she was eligible for, they weren't gonna have on the ballot. And, so you can vote while you're here, or you can go to where you live at and you'll have the correct ballot. I'll just put one here. All right.
Now, Drew,
Hmm?
you expected them good
It
Virginia
makes my
people.
head hurt.
You expected it to be a good Virginia
Well-
person.
Well, we're right there. Them people that live up there above the golf club, they could be either or.
Okay, Now, the more interesting stuff. This one, this is a first for me.
Oh, my goodness.
I think a first for you, Dwayne.
Hmm.
To your knowledge.
Never experienced that.
The postmaster here in Dobson pulled this one, intercepted this one. It was mailed to a facility per the MAT team who assisted with the absentee ballot request form. The facility forwarded this ballot to someone else who was the power of attorney for the resident. That is illegal. Luckily, the postmaster knew it was illegal, pulled it, kept it for us, and has written here, trying to forward to someone else. So that is his sticker. And then my notes here as to, I spoke to the activities director.
They do that.
Did not know. She told me, well, she said she knew, but the person who did that apparently did not know. So she is going to speak with everyone there this afternoon. Every shift then will be covered.
So someone at that facility did it.
Someone on staff did it because the resident has a power of attorney and thought that power of attorney,
Well,
all their
almost.
mail goes there.
Yeah.
But I said with the
oh,
ballot,
uh-uh.
that person can come assist
Right.
that voter, but that ballot cannot leave that facility. So that has to be spoiled and reissued.
And the voter has been notified and
Mm-hmm.
they're intending to come correct it.
Well, no, because it's the facility. See, the number for the voter is the facility.
Gotcha. Okay.
And we don't know
If the vote,
cognitive,
if
you
the
know, you
voter's
don't-
cognizant of what he's
yeah.
doing.
correct.
Okay.
So the facility has to handle, but you see the marking out of the address.
That's a,
Yeah.
oh, my goodness.
When you see that election stamp on an envelope, you don't need to mark anything out.
I fix that.
Yeah.
They become more and more interesting.
Well, if it's a first for all of us.
But again, that goes to show that post office and elections do communicate.
That's great.
Yeah,
That's good.
the awareness is there.
That is interesting.
So again, no action, but that was just received today, so I wanted to let the board know.
The MAT team issued the ballot.
No, the MAC
No.
team assisted with the absentee ballot request form. The ballot has to be mailed. It can't be delivered any other way. And in a facility, it has to be mailed back to us after completed. You know, the MAC team can't deliver them
Right.
back to us. This one, photo ID expired when the voter was 59. So I left a voicemail for the voter. Yeah, you can see
What's the good
notes
book
there.
say on that?
Huh?
What's the good book say on that? No good
No,
statutes?
yep, so
And it's clear.
but what can happen is that voter can bring us an updated form of photo ID. But again, that voter has not called me back yet.
So they have until poll closes on March the 5th.
How would it, Drew?
They do.
I don't think there's any throwing to it.
I wouldn't want to do what the law says
Absolutely.
on the list. So I can sleep at night. Day, whenever I
So you can sleep, period.
do. Sometimes.
Need to get us a skylight put in here, don't we, Drew?
Never know it 100 years from now.
I would say, come on, give us a hard one, but I'm afraid you will.
Yeah, be careful what you wish for.
So the photo ID expiration is if the photo ID expires after they're 60, 65.
We did.
I think. No, no. Are you sure?
She was in this box.
Okay.
She does resemble, I know the one you're thinking about, though.
Mhm,
She bears resemblance.
mhm,
She has a doppelganger then.
mhm.
I think she's her second cousin, twice removed. The marriage.
No comment.
And that's what you won't hear in Mecklenburg. They don't know anybody.
That's true.
That's true. It's a mixed multitude that's come from every corner of the earth.
They barely know their neighbor.
Yeah, that's true. Honestly. My sister's a real estate broker and appraiser there in Charlotte. And she gets the question most often that, is this a safe, my number one concern is a safe community. My sister says there's no safe communities anywhere. Anywhere.
And they're still moving. People are still moving.
But, I can give you statistics, other
Yeah,
statistics.
Safer than.
Safer, yes.
Safer means moving to Union County. That's what that means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one, I called the voter and it felt like when we received it that it was very thick. So the photo ID is inside here. So the voter said, yes, it was. And if you hold the light just right, you can see, but I've included an example of what they have included. So you can see that if you hold the light just right.
So we supposed to show it up to the light and see if we can see it in there? I mean, what we,
Well, you can.
She's got a picture.
The voter, the instructions say call the voter, ask if they did do that. And then if they said they did, then the board can open it and determine
Our options are to go ahead and open it.
to verify. Yeah.
And he's told you that that is what occurred. Well, if he's told you that, I suggest that we allow you to open the envelope
And retrieve the.
even before we send it around and see if that's the case. Would be my recommendation.
I agree.
Retrieve the
Yeah,
photo ID.
let's know.
cure it. That's what I did, just
If
cure it.
if that's the case, we may be able to resolve that pretty quick.
It's identical to what? Actually, I'll get rid of that. I'm sorry not to confuse you. That was just the example.
Make just one pass around the table. I'm cutting
Cut
seconds.
corners where you
I'm
can.
cutting seconds off of the clock every time I can.
Those that we sit around that were either no cure
Mhm.
or such, do we need to make any passage on them?
No,
Or just they're
They'll-
back in the file?
this will come back up if we get the cure letter. This one is being reissued a ballot.
Thank you.
Was you on the board when we had the one time we had a voter out, when you had to show ID about 8 or 10 years ago? Was you on the board then?
There at one point, just for a short amount of time, it was a short-lived,
What, that 18?
I thought it was a lot
yeah.
farther than that.
I thought it was for a very small period of time in 18.
It was voted,
Maybe it was 16.
So it was, was anything different then compared to now? Y'all had to look at them?
it's a whole lot simpler.
simpler than this.
Very much so.
I'm always interested in how you did it before. Why is it different?
That's some attorneys. Attorneys can answer that.
Somebody in the General Assembly put their thumbprints on it. Looks like an attorney.
Gotta hold your mouth there. Ain't catch no fish if you don't hold your mouth right.
I want to go to school and become an attorney. I said, well, I guess your mom and daddy stopped that, didn't they? I said, yeah. I'll never forget that.
Do we need an acceptance on that one ballot that just went around that
Mhm.
you opened? The ballot that just went around that had the photo ID inside the ballot container. What be your pleasure?
I make a motion that we accept it.
Second.
We have a motion and we have a second to accept that ballot. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. That ballot is accepted.
Moving with all haste.
Barbara, that was you made the motion. And I'm sorry, second.
Drew.
Andrew, you want to put this one in right here?
It'll cost you.
Already has.
Thanks for the warning. Appreciate it.
Late, huh?
It's a surprise.
Every action, there's a reaction.
Sharpie.
Absolutely.
They used a Sharpie, so it's.
Thank you, Clark.
Count, Andrew.
You can
Okay.
help
You
yourself.
must stop that smiling too, by the
You can help
way.
yourself, could you?
But
He's-
smiling,
he might
even
be out of the
that,
way,
even
might
that,
not be up more.
let me tell you,
Too much
even
spoils.
smiling will get you into a certain amount of trouble.
If we can come to order, we have more on the table.
You will see the relationship when you see
You'll
both of
probably
these
miss us.
together. And both of them only had one witness. They're each other's witness. So I did call and speak to both voters to let them know that they were going to be receiving new ballots because you have to have two witnesses.
So these will be spoiled.
They
Easy,
have been
easy,
spoiled and the ballots have already been reissued. Yeah.
easy,
So again, no
easy.
action, but just letting the board see that.
What would you say?
And they,
You're gonna miss us.
I said, well, do you know of a notary? That's just one notary. And they said they did not.
Really?
They could have got a notary to, they
One-
didn't need any at all then, did they?
One notary would have done
Remember
it.
both.
Or get another neighbor to come to have been the second witness on each of them.
Yeah. And you see there on the one on the bottom, they had to open it. Jimmy, the one in your hand, if you flip over. And so they signed the back of the envelope that it had been opened. They put their initials. So they tried hard. The one voter I spoke to of that household said, well, we just don't know anybody else.
That's sad.
I'd be done.
So
Neighbor and family member?
said their
Tell me where they
grandson,
are,
but
I'll
he
do it.
passed away.
Uh-uh.
We can't do that.
Ask
can
me.
Oh, that is sad.
Makes you wanna go do it for
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lord have
Tell
mercy.
And see, we can't, staff cannot be, so,
Mm-mm.
As much as you may want to.
yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So again, no action, that one was spoiled. Those two were spoiled. This one is a pending cure status. Read my own notes here. Oh, the signature is missing on the photo ID exemption form. That's what it is. So I accidentally spoiled, and I've marked through that, and it's actually a pending cure. So this voter has had a cure sent per the number memo that that's allowable, and that would make this cured. So again, no action by the board, but hopefully that one will come back up. They'll sign that letter and that will take care of that.
When they send that in, it'll be.
It'll come back to the board, yes. Board approval.
They can get the time.
Signature was all the way down at the end of the
Yeah.
form, and
We go to a full board member, will all these have to go to the general assembly?
it's a tie. It will.
Probably will. They better put some staff on down there.
Can they delegate that to staff?
Probably. Yeah, make short work of that.
I put one more step in trying to approve that vote for getting it in the machine.
All right, and what is our total, Sydney? 67.
Did we count that one that we,
Public count for after reading?
Count what?
that one that we approved that last one?
This one with the military?
Yes,
Yes.
Okay.
It,
good deal. That one, while we were over here laughing and hooking it up, I guess.
Just wanna make
yes.
Sure.
Just a slight distraction.
Ain't no lawsuit, you can't have fun, is
Well,
it? Have
make
they put
sure I
that
hadn't-
in yet?
I want to make sure I hadn't distracted it to the point where we didn't approve it and then failed to put it in.
We ready to shut down?
I'm just
We got
gonna
our
make
public count
sure all
of
these.
67.
That'll be the next general assembly vote. No laughing. One extra goes off.
We got our seal for the top, 178750. For the top.
Nothing else has changed.
178744, 178745.
Nothing else changed. Has changed. then
cramp it in.
into the runway before we do anything
And
else.
then we did open the blue box when we showed it, so we'll seal that one.
So we had 29 at first go round for the recommend approval,
Right.
7 the next vote,
Mhm.
1 the next vote, 1 the next vote, which is 67. Right, if I can get the board to sign the statistics. And then this is the report showing the 29, the beginning of the next meeting. I will have the new report, just like we did this time, for the additional after the 29.
That needs signature.
It does. Mhm. All right, 178, 748, and 749.
748, 749, got it. Thank you.
And on the duplicated ballot, we marked which style was used. Sydney, when she printed these ballots, she marked how much stock was used. And then, so at the end, we can balance by saying how much was used, how much is left should match the stock used.
Sometimes
One time on the 3 ending page.
Brand, you just want to stamp this when you get finished with the meeting. You just want to stamp these last few when you get finished.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
I don't like seeing. Does anybody on?
I don't think so, last I looked. So, yes.
Really?
I can't see either.
Thoughts?
Karen Brinson Bell was on Capitol Tonight, which is a segment on Spectrum TV. And she had an interesting interview with all the training and other things going on in and around the state. And seems like that was over the weekend, Friday or Saturday night. If any of you had a chance to see Capitol Tonight.
One thing
with
I
Tim
have
Boyle.
State lines on PBS.
Yeah, enjoy that too. But anyway, she gave a good interview and straightforward for trying to understand best we can understand for photo ID and other items.
I was pleased to see that she's been made, I think, Michelle, the vice president of the National Association.
Of election directors.
Yeah.
So certainly
Speaks well.
suggests that she's respected.
Extraordinarily competent to receive that kind of responsibility from her peers.
Never seen her do anything but be responsible and a good speaker.
Yeah. Well, extraordinarily competent to for them to place her in that position.
For me,
Yes, I just have to make a note for myself. To see, these have got to be approved in the same, so I'll just leave it right there.
okay.
It also suggests how the rest of the country views North Carolina's role in the upcoming election too.
It's true. Absolutely true. Good point, Jim.
Okay,
I'm good.
caught up? Very good. Next on our agenda is the resolution for the hiring process for the Board of Elections staff. Do you have a copy for?
No, sir, I'm sorry, I don't.
I'll read this.
I was gonna say it's short. I can read it if you want me to.
It is short. Resolution. Whereas General Statute 163-33 allows the County Board of Elections to appoint and remove the board's clerk, assistant clerks, and other employees, and whereas the County Board of Elections has determined that it has the authority to delegate this authority to its elections director, and that such delegation will promote the efficiency and management of the elections within Surrey County. Therefore, be it resolved by the Surrey County Board of Elections will delegate the appointment and removal of all supporting staff of Surrey County Board of Elections to the Director of Elections. This, the 20th day of February 2024, Surrey County Board of Elections, placed for 5 signatures. I would be happy to still pass this around even after reading. This is what we discussed at the last meeting for allowing Ms. Huff to interview and hire or dismiss candidates or employees of the office.
You need a motion to, or we just affix our signatures and the resolution is adopted, or do you need a
Yeah.
motion?
We would need to have an open motion after that goes around and everyone has the opportunity.
You're not setting yourself up for no, any kind of backlash or you're not getting yourself in line. The way I saw it before, the board would be between you and the employee. If something happened, it would go back to the board. It wouldn't. You understand what I'm trying to say? I don't want you to have to get in a line of fire or something that you might not be in, should get.
Well, I think for me, it's clear I work for this board. The staff of the Board of Elections, other than me, works for the county. It's a little bit different. Now, I know we all know Dwayne just read what's in statute, but that is done many ways in all counties throughout North Carolina. So no, I don't think so. Again, you you all don't know the everyday activity of staff.
No.
And she's responsible, and then, as you use the term, the firing line, she's there anyway.
Right.
She's in her position as supervisor of elections, director of elections.
Right.
It is her office to manage.
But I appreciate, your thought and your consideration
I
of
just
that, but I
didn't
really
want
don't.
setting you up for something that might blindside you or something.
Right.
Well, and we on the board would be there if you wanted to discuss a personnel issue, just
It
as
couldn't
a
be
sounding
handled.
board,
Yes,
And-
yes.
even though you would still have the ultimate decision.
Mhm. And
Okay.
if there is an issue, I would definitely I'd make the
Right.
board aware
Right.
of what was happening.
And I will testify, as has been the case in the past.
Okay,
Still good with our decision from last week, so.
Me too.
with the resolution having been read and also passed around to the board members, I think we had a start of a motion. Does anyone wish to take up?
Like to make a motion that we accept the resolution as written pertaining to hiring process for Board of Election staff.
I would second that motion, Mr. Chair.
We have a motion. We have a second for passing the resolution of permitting the director of elections to do the hiring and the dismissal of employees within the Board of Elections. Is there any further discussion? If not, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous?
Yeah, don't think, I was just thinking about the board would be a kind of a pillar between you and something that might, some
Layer of
legal
protection.
action or,
Layer of protection.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I was trying to get at. I didn't want to set you up for more than, I'm
I
not
don't-
saying it well,
I
but
don't think this action dissolves
No.
that
I
group.
know, I think we're still included.
I don't think,
Should be
it-
the,
yeah, we're not, it doesn't dissolve that.
if something happens, I want it to be against the board, not Michelle.
Well-
So that's what I'm,
In recent times, it was me and the board. So it's just according to,
I just want to take, I don't
don't-
want to add nothing on you that you don't need. That's just what I'm trying to say.
I don't need any lawsuits, but
Well, I know,
sometimes
but
they come anyway.
None of us do.
But I mean, we as a board, we have an attorney, and I guess the same way it worked for you, in the same situation.
Yeah.
You would not put approved on this right here, would you? They're not approved.
Right, I'll get you, if you'll just initial, and then that's why I wanted that note before I got them out of order.
Do they need a date, Stan?
No, let's don't. I think that will come with that at the same time. Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
And then guidance says that we are to shred the photo ID, copies of photo ID in the exception form before we shred. These have to be shredded more immediately than the envelopes will be kept for 22 months. So
What's
that's gonna take some time.
what's the statute on?
You gotta separate it.
Gotta separate them.
When are they supposed to be
And it's a
done by.
different timeline.
And
It
we just
says
need
as soon
one
as
thing, we
possible.
Might need two
I'm
additional.
not doing it until after canvas.
Yeah.
It's a different
I would hate to
timeline.
I
have
don't
to
You don't have
try to
time.
remember, even though
I
there's
don't even
notes.
know what you
There's
do.
nothing like having the documents and whatnot.
Right.
I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, that's got it.
You
Why
gotta know.
would there be a different timeline on that?
Because that is considered a separate, this is considered like a piece of additional information that is not eligible to be contained in this office for any period of time. Once it's approved, it's supposed to be destroyed, but
Looks like it's just it's
it's the same
Precious as the
information we have
vote.
in Seams,
But
but
listen, that vote's precious too.
Understand that.
And we keep the envelopes for 22 months.
the envelopes
Based on
would be
statute.
22 months per statute, yeah.
Okay. Any other business before the board at this meeting? Anything on-
The only thing, I just want to remind everyone of the luncheon on Thursday. I know Clark, you had a conflict.
To be in physical therapy. I'd be glad for y'all to join.
This
me.
Thursday,
It is this Thursday, yes, and it will be in this room. So yep, starts at noon and hope you all can attend. We've got, I told you, Wayne, right at 25
at noon.
at noon. And that are coming, so that's good.
That's 12 p.m. instead of a.m.
Yes,
Unless you want a midnight snack.
just one bowl of cereal for that day, right down, not 3.
I'll be a whole lot more up at a.m. than p.m. but
Okay.
That's all
We'll
I
hope
had
to
for other
see,
business.
we'll hope to see as many as we can Thursday for the,
Did you have me down, Michelle? I didn't think I told you.
I had you down with a question mark, but I
Okay.
figured you'd come.
I'll do my best.
anything further.
Do not.
And let us be also aware in our calendars that our absentee meeting after next, which will be on a Monday, the Monday before primary day, that we have agreed that we will start our meeting at 4 p.m. To get ahead of the curve with our work. And hopefully that'll put us a little more ahead.
March 4th.
Yes, Monday. Yes, sir, Clark.
Can I ask one question on that? How many ballots do we have still out, Michelle?
Absentee ballots
Right.
outstanding is 206.
Just in the event, and I know we've set our number at 20. I know that we'll look at, but just in the event, and we'll know this, although I know you can't, there's notification issues there, but just in the event there's a deluge, we should know next week.
Yeah.
If the window is open leading up to the 4th, if there's going to be a deluge, we should expect on the 4th. It's possible that we should start,
At 2.
well, maybe it's 3:30, something a little before, even 4, in order to accommodate being able to be up at the courthouse.
Can you cross-check and see people that have voted versus
And
absentee ballots they've asked for? And see some people that come in and voted early and you won't get their absentee ballot.
that's asking her to do a bunch of work.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
We
I mean,
can.
but I
I'm
mean,
just-
I don't want it if, I just thought it helped.
I'm just thinking about, she's gonna know what's still outstanding though, in terms of numbers and the likelihood, based on past experience.
Yeah.
And
If we are-
if we're here early and we got to mill around, we can do that. As opposed to winding up here and having
Within 8 minutes, we will be at this meeting for 2 hours for the number of ballots that we had, with the few ballots that were inconsistent to be able to be approved. 4 o'clock.
it's just a thought.
Yes. Of course, we can always adjourn before 6
Come back.
and
And come
then
back.
come back and open our meeting afterwards, which would be somewhere
That would not be good.
7:30, 8
No.
o'clock.
Let's not
And
do
that is, of course, the night before primary.
Election day.
Madam Director, I'd ask
Makes
this
my eye
question.
twitch.
What's better for you and your staff for absentee meeting on Monday, March 4th? Earlier in the afternoon or coming back and continuing later that evening?
Is there a none of the above?
I started to say neither one, I know.
It's not, it's just, it's
Yeah.
no difference for us because it's going to
The
be a
answer will be-
slam day.
The answer will be for us to go through these things when we get them that afternoon. With no, it's gonna need to go.
And of course, if we have a number,
Yeah.
Well,
that'd
the
be-
majority of the time we can. We can move faster than what we have done this evening or any of the other
But we will
times.
have probably double or triple the number.
Well,
What,
So we,
we can't change the time no sooner, no
No
later than Saturday morning, March the 2nd.
because of notification.
Because of notification. So I can just let the board know, the full board know Friday night, how many we're looking at.
I would say this, if you think that it's to everyone's benefit to be here, say 3:30, even a half hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would make a big difference,
Yeah.
I would believe.
yeah,
And we're gonna be here and then go up there, right?
right.
Then, and we're not gonna go up there and be on the agenda at 6 o'clock either.
No.
No.
That's true.
We have to
So-
wait. Yeah. We are on the agenda.
well,
The agenda hadn't been done yet, but we're supposed to.
the item will be on the agenda. We as a board
Right.
or anything, we will not be.
We'll be there for our good looks.
But you never know. You might need to be prepared. If they
Well,
do call on you.
exactly. That wouldn't surprise me.
No,
So we need to be there when it starts and for the whole thing.
Not the whole thing.
not the whole
I
thing,
mean, up
no.
to.
As
before
quick
the
as, and
call.
I've asked Sandy, we need to be up, we need to be first thing after
Right.
they recognize whoever they recognize because we
Yeah.
all have stuff
I mean,
that
they-
night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before everybody comes up and says they've got dogs on their land or something, talk to them or after that.
After
Please let us know
We can-
by Friday evening
Friday.
what your thought and how it will work the best. Are we all able to be there earlier if necessary?
Yes, yes.
Or go later if need be?
Make it work
We don't want to
for
make
you,
it for
them.
them.
We'll make it work
We
for
need to make it
her.
work for them.
Yeah.
And not
I'm
ourselves.
trying to put
Yeah.
their consideration.
I'm retired, so
Yes.
we're looking at them, helping them.
Anything further on our agenda for today?
Next meeting will be at 5 o'clock next Tuesday.
Yes, and just again, I wanted to say this earlier, always in the absentee meeting, once early voting starts, we have those numbers, but that's no longer a form of absentee voting.
Right.
So that's why the numbers don't reflect in the statistics.
I wasn't asking that, could you compare to add on more
Oh, no,
work?
that was
just
the
thought-
statement I meant to make earlier.
I thought there'd be a quick way you could see
Yeah,
how many people, because there's a lot of people requesting, and then we'll go vote early if they can't, and just throw that away. Or maybe try 2, I don't know, but
Yeah.
there's gonna be,
Some of the vote early, vote off.
yeah. So I was looking for less work.
yeah,
Okay.
we can definitely do that, and I can report by Friday.
Yes, I make a motion to adjourn.
I second it.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any discussion on adjournment? If not, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you all.